Today on CampGeeks, we're talking about sandals, and specifically Chacos. Hey folks, welcome back to CampGeeks. So today, we're talking about my favorite sandal, and that is Chacos. Now, first of all, this video is not sponsored, whatever. I bought all of these sandals with my own money, and some of them are pretty ancient. So today, which is 2020, wonderful year by the way, this sandal right here, these are 17 years old. These are sitting at about... Boy, these I think I bought in 2008, 2009. So they're over 10 years old as well. So yes, here we are with my Chaco lineup. And I have a new pair right here in the box. And this is what we're going to get to here in a second. First of all, a little bit of backstory. So I bought this first pair in 2003. When I worked at an outdoor store. And that was my introduction to Chacos. And I have been a huge fan ever since. I got these when these guys were starting to wear thin, and I was worried about going through the sole and started wearing into my footbed when I was going to Walt Disney World on a trip, and you're going to do a lot of miles, so I bought these for that. These guys were the original made in Colorado, and they still have the tag on them that say made in Colorado, which I love. These were not. These are their Chinese counterpart when they started moving a lot of their facilities overseas to reduce the cost of construction and reduce the cost of the sandals, or not inflate them as much. So, I have had these re-chacoed or resoled, so they have the new the Terreno sole back on. This is the same sole I had when I originally bought them. You can only get this Terreno sole, I think, if you actually buy custom Chacos now. You can't get it unless you have a custom, or unless they made a custom or a special one. This has their standard Vibram sole. I don't know if they actually offer this specific one anymore, but it's still a Vibram sole. This pair that I have in here does not, but you can choose Vibram if you'd like so. And we're going to go into how I actually made these as well, and kind of how the process goes. The nice thing about, and this is kind of why I got this. Do I need these sandals? No. I have two pairs, and these guys last a lifetime almost. These are... wearing a little bit in the heel department right in here, and that's just from using them all the time. I wear sandals all summer long unless I have to wear shoes. Otherwise I'm wearing my Chacos. That's what it is. If I'm going down south on vacation, I've done a lot of Disney trips, to Disney World specifically, and I only bring my Chacos. I don't wear anything else but Chacos there. So that's me. I find them very comfortable. Yeah, your feet still get tired. And these are the traditional footbed. This one has their new Z Cloud, their cloud-based footbed. And I've already worn these. I've had these for about a week or so. I'm loving the new cloud footbed. It's definitely even a little more comfortable than these guys are. But that said, I thought I'd go into it and show you what this is. So if you're not familiar with what custom Chacos are, is you can customize the entire sandal. And that's what I'm going to show you here in a second, because that's essentially what I did here to create mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to get over to the computer. We're going to make this sandal on their custom platform, and then I'm going to show you what it actually looks like outside of the computer. So let's head over there. Okay, so here we go. We're on chacos.com, and you can get to this several different ways, but up here at the top we're going to go to custom, and I'm just going to click custom. That way you can kind of see, you can customize all their various sandals that they offer. I have the Z2s, which does have a toe loop. If you don't like the toe loop, they do have the Z1. But this is their traditional sandals, right? This is where they kind of go. I'm not a huge fan of the ZX sandals. I got a pair of the ZX1s for my kids one time. I'll never buy a pair of them again. I'm sorry, Chaco, but the two straps don't sync with each other very well. The one strap design, way better. The Chillos I've never tried, the Flips I've never tried, but I've tried both of these before. They're both solid. I just prefer the toe loop because it grabs onto your foot better. So I'm going to choose the Z2 and I'm going to hit Customize Men's because I'm a man. So this is where we get into their platform for creating the custom Chaco. And so you kind of start first by size. I'm a size 10 and I'm a medium width. If you need wide, you can choose wide. Main strap. This is where they have tons of patterns, right? And you can choose anything you want. And if you click on it, it's going to actually render on the left-hand side so you can actually see what's going on. I'm a huge fan of blue and orange, teal and orange kind of. So I'm going to choose the Sienna orange, just plain strap, because that's what I chose. But if you don't want a plain strap, you do not have to choose just plain strap. Next on the list is heel leash, so that's back here. That one I'm going to stick with the same color. That way it seems like it's a continuous weave all the way through. So once it actually renders, it'll pop up there. There we go. Now we're in the orange. Let's go to the heel riser. And that's going to be this little portion back here. That one I went with teal. And so it's just a little offset. So it kind of puts my two favorite type colors in here, right? If we go to the buckle strap, I also did that same teal color. And I hit choose teal. And so you can see the buckle strap is now teal. The buckle itself, I did the actual orange. They don't actually offer, well, they do offer I guess a teal-esque. But I really like the orange buckle, so I chose the orange buckle. Stitching, I also went with orange because that's mainly going to be against the actual places where they actually stitch it, which essentially is going to be on the heel, but also on the buckle strap, so that's kind of stands out real good to me. Footbed, that's where I went to the Z Cloud. That adds $10, but it is a different footbed, so it's a little cushier. And so after you choose that the cloud footbed, then you can actually choose the color of the cloud footbed. And so you can choose black, kind of a cloud gray and black, or the white. And the white, I don't want the white. That'll just be gross immediately. To be honest, even the orange strap, that's going to get gross over time too. It's going to be harder to clean that than it would be anything with a texture to it, or a thing to it. So sole, and this is where you can choose the Colorado grip, the Terreno grip, or the Chaco grip. The Chaco grip is not going to be Vibram. The Colorado, I believe that might be the one that my second pair is. Flies getting annoying to me. The Terreno is what I have in the so that's the Vibram. It's actually not. My other one's a little bit different than that, but that is a Vibram sole. So if you still want, you can still do the Terreno, which is the off-road grip. The Chaco grip is the one that I actually chose on my newer one. That way I actually have a shoe of each, right? And I really wanted to try out how well the sole would be, and so I went with a teal. So it kind of reminded me of the old the Michelin bicycle tires, which I used to run on my mountain bike. Because that's essentially exactly what the color that it actually was. Then we go to the logo, or the badge on the side, the little Chaco logo. And in that regard, there's a whole bunch of different variety of colors you can choose from, but you have to wait for it to load. And I did just the orange on that one as well. So basically I have two colors, the entire realm of three, I guess, if you black or gray as well, but on all the customizable stuff. The embroidery is something that you can choose. I chose not to. It's going to add $10 if you would like it, and basically it just prints it right on the back of the strap. I didn't want that, so I skipped on that. And then if you want to add any special instructions. So essentially how it sits right here, $140. Now, I'm going to put a link down below where they have, hey, buy your first pair. If you've never done this before, you can get $20 off. So I'm going to put that link down below so you can and that is actually usable on their custom shop, because that's actually what I did. I used a $20 off coupon code and I got $20 off. So that helps. So you can hit add to cart and then you can go from there. But that's essentially what my shoe is slated to look like, is that right there. And now we come for the unveiling and showing you what it actually looks like after it arrived. Oh! Alright, you can tell obviously I've worn it already. But this is my new custom Chacos, which I've been wearing every day. And it kind of shows. I mean, it's not perfectly clean anymore. The straps are a little bit dirty. It's got some dust on it, and it's seen some use already. But that is what it looks like in reality, right? So you can see the orange stitching there, and then a heel riser. They do have the nice assembled in the USA tag here, which, kind of goes back, because if we go back to my original one, there we are, made in Colorado, which they're not anymore. They're assembled in Michigan, but they are assembled in Michigan. They're not made in Michigan like they used to be. This was made in Colorado. This is not made in Michigan. But it does at least give you know that it's assembled, it's stitched, everything was actually done in Michigan, which is the same place that if you have to resole these bad boys, that's where you send it for Chaco to resole it. And I think, I want to say, to resole these bad boys when I had them resold, it was $40, I believe. But yeah, well worth it in my opinion. I'm keeping those guys. And like these right here, which is the difference between the standard footbed and the cloud footbed. It's definitely a squishier footbed. It's a little bit different material. It just feels different than this guy does. You know, it's definitely rubber. Now this is, of course, old. This is an old sandal. But yeah, and then you can tell, like, they kind of went back. So this is the original Chacos, right? And we had just a blank sole, and we had the nice little Chaco logo here. And then they went to this bad boy, which just did the Chaco logo on the actual footbed, but nothing on the straps. And now, let me show you. Now we have the Chaco on the footbed and the little Chaco logo on the strap. So like that little throwback there, even though it's a little bit different. But yeah, they're extremely comfortable. Of course, like any new pair of Chacos, they fit really, really good. They're really easy to adjust the straps, and I love them. I love them. They are bright and vibrant and draw a crowd, and it's exactly what I like. I like bright colors. I think it's pretty obvious. So let's look at the weight comparison between the old and the new real quick. Just kind of a fun one, right? So the original Chaco I have here, and these are going to be in grams. Is that 528 grams? And then we go to the second style I have, 499. We dropped quite a bit. And then the last one, which is the newest one, 410. So yeah, we dropped quite a bit in weight from the oldest to the midway to the newest. So I don't know whether or not you have ever tried Chacos before, but I highly recommend checking them out, heading over to a shoe store and feeling them. The toe loop. Toe loop's one of those things that I remember the first time I tried them on, I was like, I don't know, it's kind of different. And then I had a friend or a coworker actually worked at the shop that I worked at. He was like, they're great for hiking. I was like, sold. And I will be honest with you, I was on the Appalachian Trail. I did a hiking trip, and I wore the wrong pair of boots. And after one day in those boots, I was done with them. I didn't want them on my feet ever again. Stuck them in my pack, and they were not light boots too. They were heavy. And I hiked the rest of the 8 days we were on the trail with our 50-plus pound packs in these. Now my ankles got a beating for the first few days, and then they were pretty rock stellar after that. And so I have been a huge fan of these, especially the toe loop, ever since. I will never buy a pair that doesn't have it, because I love them. And I got my wife to buy them, and she does the Z2s, and now our kids are going to get Z2s next. So that is my custom pair of Z2 Cloud, or Z Cloud 2 Chacos. This video is kind of not so much a review because Chacos have been out for so long. And of course, there are differences and nuances to the old ones that on the new ones, but this is more about what to expect if you do the custom Chaco program, because it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Now, here's one thing I do want to point out real quick. Something that is relevant, but it isn't, right? Every single one of these is a size 10. Now, I have been wearing size 10 since I stopped growing. Let's look at the right shoe of every one. So that's the exact same one. This is my original size 10. This is my second one, size 10. They're not exact. This one's about 1/4 of an inch bigger. And actually, the original made in Colorado ones are not the same size. Even though they're both size 10 on the back, they're actually, you can tell these are more of a handmade product. They're not the same size. They're actually different, which is kind of weird, but they're molded in an M10. Now, you take the new one versus the newest new one, and they're also not the same size. The new ones are actually shorter than my older ones, which are shorter than my originals. Now, they all fit. It's kind of funny. I don't know, it's just the strap placement, and they just got rid of a little bit of the excess bed on them, and they just shortened them up a little bit. That would be my guess, because when I first got them, I was worried. I'm like, whoa, this is this is different because if I look at my originals compared to the new ones, I mean, that's a half an inch. These are a half an inch smaller than these. Now, that shaves off weight. These fit just as good. They really do. But I think they just have less extra around the outer portion of where the actual straps are. But it's something to point out. If you've never worn them, definitely go into the store and try one on and see what you think. And if you're going to look at the custom Chacos, or any order from Chaco, doesn't have to be custom order, I will put a link down below where you can have basically a coupon. It's basically a referral code. I don't think I'll be ordering anything soon, so it's not really benefiting me so much as it'll at least benefit you. So if you have any questions for me on what I think of them, I think it's pretty obvious. Comment below, share, subscribe, head over to CampGeeks so you can get a hold of me direct. But yeah, if you can share this video, I'd appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up, and otherwise, I do have some more footwear coming, so I will be doing more here soon. So thanks for stopping by on CampGeeks. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, well, thanks for staying to the end, and we'll see you back here for a future video review. We'll see you soon.